Hey guys. Okay, so I know I've been saying this for a while, I'm going to make an updated Perfect Fit Pointe pad tutorial. So if you guys don't know, I wear them already, the molded toe pads. I got my first pair like 4 years ago and I love them. I have had since then a lot of inconsistencies with making following toe pads. So my original pair are literally dying on me. Like, they're so gross, they smell, they're falling apart, they're being held together with tape. So I sent them an email because I was like, I have these other pairs that I've molded and they don't work, they hurt, like there's too much pressure on my big toe, it hurts. So they took a look at all the pictures and everything and kind of gave me some suggestions because I don't know what I did differently between the first pair and the other ones. I followed the instructions the same every time. So they told me a new method to try for my personal preferences. So this may not work for everybody, but if you're having the same issues where you like a little more padding under your big toe, because I have super sensitive toes no matter how much I've danced, the way they want me to do it is it's like a modified version of their second longer toe method. So normally you would like put the putty in, do demi-pointe, releve, but you have your other shoe on too and you're doing both the whole time. But when you do that, the material kind of separates up really quickly. So what they want me to do is, instead of the material escaping so quickly, they want me to keep one foot flat on the ground while the other one's molding and just kind of push through but not put my full weight on it for like the first 3 minutes or so. So that will, in theory, help the putty set up a little more under my toes before I put full weight on them, and that way it'll kind of keep it all from escaping from under my toes. And then at the end, I'll probably still do what I've been doing lately and put a little bit of extra putty, because I usually do have some extra in the big toe area to just give it a little bit more padding, just like a thin layer there, just to be sure. So let's get started. So here are my original pair ones. So you can see they're pretty gross. They're like held together with tape. Anyway, so these are not, they smell pretty bad, but they're still functional for me. If you want to see, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, if you'll focus, I want to show you the inside of kind of what mine look like at least. Oh, come on. There we go. So you can see what mine look like on the inside, and it's very taped. And then here's the other one. So you can see. All right, so these are what the old ones look like. I did cut them down a little bit too, because like they would show through my shoes, so I cut them down a little bit because I have very short, shallow, narrow feet, all the above. So in the kit, you get 2 of the little socky things. That's what you'll put the putty in. Huh, color's completely different because mine are so gross. Anyway, so you get those. And then you get 4 things of putty, and thankfully, so you have a like greenish one and a white one for each foot, and it does say on the top like left and right. I don't know if you can see these, but okay, well it says left and right on the top of them, so we're having some issues today with the camera apparently. And then you have the little baggies that are what you'll put over. So once you put them, squish the material together, and then you'll put the material on your toes, then you'll slide the sock on, and then you put these little baggies on to keep it from getting everywhere when it comes out when you're molding. So that's what those are for. I think also, nope, okay. Well, that's cool. Oh, she probably just didn't send me spacers because I don't need them. So you also usually might get like little spacer things like to make room for your spacers, but I don't wear spacers, so we don't need those. So on their website, they have a video with a timer built in, so you can follow along with their timer, which I'm probably going to start it to do mine too, just because it makes it easier on me. But it's about 10 minutes per foot. So, and they give you a whole instruction guide, which I'm still going to read too because I want to make sure I'm doing this exactly right. So, and I'm also using, so these are not the shoes I use all the time, but they are the same model. And they're like, so I wear the Suffolk Sonnet in a 1X. So this is a 1X, but it's a half size longer, which the length shouldn't matter for molding these. It's more the fact that my other ones are so tight, I'm not sure I can get all the molding stuff in here and put it over my heel to do this. So that's why I'm like, I'm just gonna use these, because the other ones are also like brand spanking new and not broken in at all. So I'd rather just use these since I know I can roll through Demi in these. So we're using those. Let's see here. You know, it does say to trim your toenails, so I'm gonna go do that first because that's actually something I should probably do first. They're already in need of that. So I'll come back in just a moment. All right, guys, we're gonna do more of a close-up video here of the point shoot process. So, all right, take a little bit of each. And I know I was gonna use their video, but it's too hard to keep track. I'm just gonna do the timer on my phone instead. So, hold instructions here. Okay. Now I already have my other shoe on with my normal toe pads just so that I have something, because I'm only gonna do the first like 3 minutes or so without being fully on point. Then I need to use that shoe as well. So we're gonna mold the right one first. So, got my putty. I don't use a full thing because I have small feet, so I don't need a full thing of it. So, I'm gonna leave a little bit left. I don't need to leave a ton. I'm gonna leave a little bit left so that I know I have some to mix later in order to put a little bit more in the bottom of the big toe area, because that's where I have problems. So, I always get a little nervous doing this because like you get one chance, but I'm excited to try it with the tips they gave me. I think that will make a difference. So I can get this all together. Good gracious. Okay, I think we're good. All right, mix it really well. So I cover my whole foot. And you don't have to do it perfect because you are going to then put this over and put your point shoe on and everything. So I'm gonna put the little baggie on. I think after like 4 pairs I wouldn't need to look at the instructions, but I'm just like super being cautious of, do I have everything right? Alright, put it on. It feels so weird. This is why I have this pair of point shoes on, because I knew there's a chance these would not fit well with my very tight other shoes. So, same width though, it's just a very slight length difference. And they say to leave the drawstrings out so you don't get an imprint, so I'm gonna do that. And then I'll turn my timer on. Let's do 9 minutes, start. So, okay, so we finished. So it feels very hard now if you touch the little bit that's sticking out. So we're gonna take it off and see what it's doing. It should be good. Actually, you don't even have to take it off. You can leave it on and then do the other foot. So actually, I think I'll probably do that because that would be more sense. I forgot about that. Sorry, guys. We'll check them at the end. All right, so let's mold the second one. And I also realized I set the timer wrong. I was still watching the first 3 minutes, but it's actually 5 to 7 minutes, not 7 to 9. I'm not sure where I got that. So Alright, so now we gotta take them off. I noticed I was having a little more pain in the left foot, which I did go grab my other shoes, so it could be due to that. So I used a newer shoe, but it's the same exact model on this one. I felt like this one was like things were sinking, and I was like, well, that's not good. But that one still feels fine, so take the baggie off. And this is where you'll probably need scissors, because like if you can see, there's like all this extraness, and this bagginess of it is also a little much too. So let's see here. Okay, it formed better to my toes this time. I can definitely see that, so that's good. I gotta figure out why that was. I was having a lot of pain like right on this toe. I'm not sure why. So first off, you can cut it, but I'm just pulling this big piece off, and then I'll cut it down a little where I need to. Okay, let's get this one off. And I'm gonna put a little bit of extra padding just in the big toe because I know that I need that. So this one looks even more perfect. So, and I'll get my scissors and actually cut them, but so let me see if it'll let me show you what these look like now. Come on, camera, you can do it. So this is the new one. It looks like on the inside. So I'll cut down some along here. And I've also in the past cut down a little bit of the material on the inside too, because sometimes it's a little thick, especially like right on top or underneath the metatarsals. So here's another one. This one, it was a little more painful, like about here. So I may look in here and see why that is and try and alter that. So what I'll do now is I'll kind of cut it down and I will put them back on by themselves, and I may go ahead actually before that and put a little bit of extra material down in the big toe just so that I know I have what I need down there. So yeah, we'll see in just a minute. Okay, so I've gone through and cut a little bit off the tops here and the sides. I've also added the extra layer inside the toes, which I was showing you a second ago. So we're gonna try them on now and see how they feel, and if I need to make any more like adjustments of cutting some of the extra material out or whatnot, because I do feel a little snug on my toes right now, so there could be a little bit extra like just in certain areas. So either way, and that's what I've had to do in the past. That's not an unusual thing. And it's worked for me that, like, especially on my first pair, I cut quite a bit of material out because I had way too much in there, and then I cut quite a bit of it out, and I was like, oh wow, these feel great now. So they do really help you feel the floor better. Like, they protect your toes, you feel comfortable, but at the same time, like, you can feel the floor, and that's important. Like, I've tried, I can't go back to other toe pads now, which is why I was so desperate to get these to work, because my old ones are falling apart very fast. So hopefully these will be my new ones. My old ones will be a backup emergency pair if I need them. So this is a very messy knot. It's fine. So now we'll see how these feel. Let's see. Actually, they're feeling pretty good right now. Now that I have that extra layer in the toe, these are, keep in mind, these shoes have a slightly too long a vamp for me, so, but these are the ones I molded because the width and everything is right, and these are slightly broken in. Probably should give a proper goodbye. So that's all. Yay for the Perfect Fit inserts. I'm so glad that I asked them for advice and that they very kindly sent me this pair to try, as I've already done 4 and only had 1 work. So amazing customer service, and it worked. I think these are gonna be great. Yay!